Good afternoon, my students. You've probably tuned in because you need some help with chapters 3 and 4 of To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you. Got my coffee. I know, I put the cool in school. Teacher. Just had a little snack because I'm always hungry after school. And here I am, ready to help you. So, our first question for Chapter 3 says, Burris Ewell and Walter Cunningham are both from extremely poor families. How do the boys differ? Well, if we take a look into Chapter 3, we get to know Walter Cunningham a little bit more. We know that he is invited over for lunch to Jem and Scout's house, and that Scout actually gets into a little bit more trouble because she ends up being a little bit mean to Walter as he is their guest, and Calpurnia does not take kindly to that. So, we know that Walter and the Cunningham family stay true to their word. They're hard workers. They try to present themselves in a fashion that makes them appear to be good people. They keep themselves clean. They value education, and they always repay their debts. Whereas we learn in Chapter 3 that Burris, on the other hand, the other family that is extremely poor, they don't value education at all. The boys come to school dirty, and they only come on the first day of each school year. They're also pretty rude and hot-tempered, it appears, when Burris gets very angry with Miss Caroline at one point in Chapter 3 when she asks him to go home and bathe. The second question says, what advice or trick does Atticus give Scout to get along better with people? Oh, this is one of my favorite quotes of the book, actually. Let me find it. It is toward the end of Chapter 3, and he says to Scout, first of all, if you can learn a simple trick, Scout, you'll get along a lot better with all kinds of folks. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. That's one of my favorite quotes from the novel, and it's on page 30. That's Atticus, Scout's father's trick for her to get along better with people. That means that he wants her to try to look at things from different perspectives rather than just her own. So he would like her to try to use empathy to try and see how others are feeling rather than just jumping to conclusions or getting really angry and upset about things. So she realizes that she could get along better with her teacher and her peers if she were to go along with her father's advice. So that should help you a little bit with the second question for Chapter 3. The third question says, what is the compromise which Atticus suggests? And his compromise is for Scout because she is trying to persuade him that she should be homeschooled, and Atticus does not think that's a good idea for several reasons. First of all, he's too busy to school her. He needs to make a living, so his occupation requires too much time for him to give her that attention. And secondly, I think that he wants her to have that social interaction and to go to school and to learn things because he didn't have the same opportunities. So as our lovely narrator Scout is trying to persuade her father, he suggests a compromise that if she continues to go to school, then they will continue to read together every night, because we now know that that's something that Scout really values. So I hope that that helps you out with the Chapter 3 questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. I may ask for a code word at the end of your reading check on Monday, and that code word is sushi, because that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. Have a great weekend and stay tuned for the Chapter 4 video.